The Roman Empire, known for its incredible achievements in engineering, politics, and culture, also had a flair for the absurd. From flamboyant emperors to bizarre festivals, the daily life of Romans was often a blend of drama, humor, and sheer entertainment. As we explore these 30 funny facts about the Roman Empire, you'll see how their antics mirror some of our own quirks, proving that even in ancient times, laughter was a universal language. Fact 1. Roman roads. The Romans were legendary for their road-building skills, constructing over 250,000 miles of roads throughout the empire. These roads weren't just practical, they were crucial for military movements, trade, and communication. Imagine soldiers marching along a straight, smooth road while locals were stuck navigating rocky paths. It was the ancient version of a fast lane, with more chariots than cars and occasional sheep jams, because who doesn't love a good sheep blockade? Fact 2. Senatorial shenanigans. The Roman Senate was a hotbed of drama and intrigue, akin to a never-ending season of a reality TV show. Senators plotted against each other like chess players, often resorting to scandalous tactics, including bribery and even assassination. The political landscape was so tumultuous that you had to wonder if anyone ever managed to have a peaceful dinner without a dagger lurking in the shadows. With characters like Cicero and Caesar, the debates were more heated than a gladiatorial match. Fact 3. Toilets and public baths. Public toilets in Rome were quite the social experience. Imagine rows of stone seats with no privacy and a lot of chit-chat. It was common to share gossip while attending nature's call, turning what we consider a private affair into a community event. Public baths, similarly, were the epitome of Roman social life. People lounged, relaxed, and scrubbed away their worries while discussing politics and philosophy. Hygiene? Secondary to the hilarity of a wet toga slip. Fact 4. Toga troubles. The toga was the quintessential Roman garment, but wearing one was an art form fraught with peril. One wrong move could lead to embarrassing wardrobe malfunctions. Romans spent more time draping and adjusting their togas than they did engaging in serious conversations. Imagine trying to appear dignified while wrestling with yards of fabric. They were supposed to signify citizenship, but honestly, they often just signaled, "I'm really trying hard to look fancy, and it's not going well." Fact 5. Gladiatorial games. The Colosseum hosted gladiatorial games that were a mix of blood sport and theater. Fans cheered on their favorite gladiators like they were rock stars, often betting on the outcomes. These events could attract tens of thousands, turning the arena into a roaring sea of excitement and bloodlust. With the stakes so high, it's no wonder some gladiators would try to charm the crowd with dramatic speeches. Do I fight, or do I become a crowd favorite? Talk about a tough career choice. Fact 6. Emperor eccentricities. The emperors of Rome were known for their flamboyant and often bizarre personalities. Caligula's obsession with his horse, Incitatus, was infamous. He reportedly planned to make it a consul, complete with a marble stall and a jeweled collar. Imagine the campaign promises coming from a horse. And then there was Nero, who supposedly fiddled while Rome burned. Clearly, when it came to eccentricities, these emperors took thinking outside the box to a whole new level. Fact 7. Imported exotic animals. Roman emperors loved showcasing exotic animals from their conquests, often parading them in the Colosseum for public entertainment. From lions to elephants, it was like a live-action episode of The Amazing Race. However, these events sometimes went awry. Imagine the chaos when a lion decided that it preferred the stands over the arena. This peculiar obsession led to debates over the ethical treatment of animals, long before it was trendy. Fact 8. Cultural mashup. The Roman Empire was a mosaic of cultures, languages, and customs. As it expanded, it absorbed a plethora of traditions, leading to fascinating cultural exchanges. Picture a Roman citizen trying to juggle their love for Greek philosophy while savoring Egyptian cuisine. Talk about a culinary identity crisis. This cultural cocktail resulted in innovations in art, science, and even humor, making Rome a vibrant hub of diversity. Fact 9. Pomp and circumstance. Romans loved their festivals, throwing extravagant celebrations for almost any occasion, from military victories to harvests. Saturnalia, a festival honoring the god Saturn, turned social norms upside down. Slaves were allowed to gamble, and everyone donned festive attire. It was like a week-long party where chaos reigned supreme, and it must have been the only time of year when the upper class had to deal with their slaves out partying them. Fact 10. Raucous feasts. Roman feasts were notorious for their excess, featuring multiple courses that could last for hours. Guests reclined on couches, indulging in delicacies like roasted peacock and stuffed dormouse, while others purged to make room for more. It was a culinary contest where the goal was not just to eat, but to impress everyone else with your ability to consume. Did you see Marcus? He ate 3 whole flamingos. What a champion. Fact 11. Satirical comedy. Romans had a keen sense of humor, especially when it came to politics. Playwrights like Plautus and Terence penned comedies that lampooned the upper class, making audiences laugh while also reflecting societal issues. It was a way to challenge authority and get a few good chuckles at the same time. Picture a packed theater where the politicians in attendance squirmed in their seats while the actors delivered biting critiques of their absurdity. Fact 12. Roman law. The 12 tables were the foundation of Roman law, but the enforcement could be laughably convoluted. Trials could be more theatrical than legal, with defendants employing dramatic speeches that might rival modern courtroom dramas. And let's not forget the amusing ways people tried to get around the law. Your Honor, my neighbor's chicken trespassed into my garden. Clearly, I am owed a chicken leg in damages. Fact 13. Festivals of excess. Festivals, like Saturnalia, allowed Romans to let loose and indulge in pleasures usually reserved for the elite. It was the ultimate social equalizer, where roles were reversed, and the powerful had to obey the whims of the revelers. Imagine your boss being forced to wear a silly hat and serve drinks while everyone else had a blast. Talk about a power trip gone wild. Fact 14. Divine emperors. Some emperors declared themselves gods, demanding worship from their subjects. It created an awkward atmosphere where citizens had to navigate their reverence carefully. Yes, Caesar, your godliness. I'd love to offer my sacrifices right after I finish this olive. This self-deification sometimes led to comic misunderstandings and absurd public displays of devotion. Fact 15. Roman military. The Roman army was the backbone of the empire, but their training regimens were no joke. Soldiers were expected to march long distances, often in full armor while reciting poetry. It was a test of endurance that would make anyone reconsider their career choices. I joined the army for the glory, not the verses. Who knew soldiering came with a side of Shakespeare? Fact 16. Conquests gone wrong. Roman generals often bit off more than they could chew in their conquests. When they attempted to invade Britain, they faced a multitude of challenges, from harsh weather to unfriendly locals. Imagine preparing for battle, only to find yourself stuck in a bog. Talk about a historical oops moment. You can bet those tales became the stuff of Baroom legend. Fact 17. Aqueduct antics. The engineering marvel of aqueducts allowed Romans to transport water across vast distances, but it also led to a lot of amusing incidents. If a construction worker miscalculated a slope, you could end up with a fountain in the middle of a marketplace. Surprise! Free showers for all. These impressive structures were a testament to Roman ingenuity, albeit sometimes with unexpected results. Fact 18. Prostitution as a business. Prostitution was legal in ancient Rome, leading to interesting social dynamics. It was a common profession, and sex workers were often considered part of the community. Imagine having to introduce your profession at family gatherings. So what do? Oh, I work in adult entertainment. It definitely added an unusual twist to dinner conversation. Fact 19. Roman architecture. Romans were architectural trendsetters, but sometimes their buildings seemed to scream for attention. With grand columns and elaborate designs, it was as if they were in a competition to outdo each other. The Colosseum was the crown jewel, but other structures were just as flamboyant. Look at me, I'm more fabulous than the last one. It was a constant architectural arms race. Fact 20. Public speaking oratory was a revered skill in Rome, and politicians often engaged in dramatic speeches that could sway public opinion. The pressure to perform was immense, leading to some rather comical flubs. Imagine a senator mispronouncing a word and the crowd erupting in laughter. Next time, bring a script. The art of persuasion was a serious business, but the theatrics made it a spectacle. Fact 21. Currency confusion. Roman currency was complicated, with multiple coins in circulation, each with varying values. Imagine trying to pay for your wine with a handful of coins, only to be met with blank stares from the vendor. Wait, is this worth a loaf of bread or a goat? Navigating the marketplace was a game of chance and confusion, with customers hoping for the best. Fact 22. Family values. Roman family life revolved around a patriarchal structure where the father had absolute authority. This often led to humorous situations, especially when kids tried to negotiate their way out of chores. "Dad, can I have a puppy? I promise to feed it once a week." The power dynamics created comedic tension at home, making family life as entertaining as any play. Fact 23. Wild parties. The Romans knew how to throw a party, and the debauchery was legendary. From all-night drinking contests to questionable dance-offs, if you attended a Roman party, you might end up in the history books for all the wrong reasons. Picture toga-clad revelers engaging in contests of excess, where the only rule was to have as much fun as possible, even if it meant waking up with a hangover that could rival the aftermath of a battle. Fact 24. Religious pluralism. The Roman Empire was religiously diverse, leading to some interesting worship practices. You might go from a temple dedicated to Jupiter to a festival honoring a fertility goddess, all in one day. It was the ultimate spiritual buffet. Imagine the confusion of trying to balance various religious customs while avoiding any divine backlash. "Sorry, Jupiter, I just had to attend that spring festival." Fact 25. Victory parades. When a general won a battle, they'd throw a victory parade complete with music and merriment. However, these parades sometimes took so long that by the time they got back, everyone was ready for the next war. The generals would strut around, basking in the glory, while the citizens cheered. If only the crowds knew the generals were just as eager to get back to their next conquest. Fact 26. Military camps. Roman military camps were organized like tiny cities, but with more drills and fewer snacks. It's hard to maintain discipline when everyone is living in close quarters. Who's going to enforce quiet hours? Soldiers would likely find ways to entertain themselves, leading to impromptu comedy routines or dramatic reenactments of their favorite battles, much to the chagrin of their superiors. Fact 28. Bartering gone awry. With trade routes sprawling across the empire, bartering could get absurd. "I'll give you 3 goats for that amphora of wine." If only transactions were as easy as just swiping a card. Many merchants likely found themselves in amusing situations, haggling over items with confused customers trying to remember what their goods were worth. "Wait, how many sheep does that get me?" Fact 29. Crazed chariot races. Chariot races were the NASCAR of the Roman Empire, with fans cheering like it was the Super Bowl. Crashes were common, and betting was rampant. Talk about a risky way to spend your afternoon. Imagine the chaos of trying to place bets while your favorite racer careened off the track. Come on, Marcus, don't crash this time. Fact 30. Legacy of laughter. The Roman Empire may be known for its conquests, but its lasting legacy includes a sense of humor that transcends time. From their witty playwrights to the jesters in the courts, they understood the importance of laughter, even amidst all the drama. The comedic elements woven into their daily lives show that, while the empire may have fallen, the humor endured, reminding us that laughter truly is timeless. The Roman Empire, with its blend of grandeur and absurdity, left a rich legacy filled with fascinating tales and hilarious anecdotes. From toga troubles to outrageous festivals, their quirky history is a testament to the human spirit's resilience and humor. As we look back, we see that even in a world of conquest and power struggles, laughter was the glue that held their society together, proving that no matter the era, humor is always in style. Enjoyed this trip back in time? Hit that like button and subscribe to Enchant Minds for more historical adventures.